Distorted now. All right. Now we having some technical difficulties. Hold on. What about now? Do you hear any echoes? Kesey said, I'm good. Said better now. 334 Bama boys saying good. All right, cool. So let me get back to these. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, about the technical difficulty, but we got through it. So let me get back. My man 334 Bama boy is in the building. Shouts out to 334 Bama boy. And make sure I didn't miss anybody at this point. So yes, we are good. I've got everybody in the chat room. So again, I apologize about the noise, and we will get it off. Well, first, let's start off with it. I want to start off with this whole baseball thing. So, and I'm not talking about the game. I'm really talking about the story. So pitcher, and this is the New York Mets pitcher, Matt Harvey. So I don't think anyone is a Mets fan in here. So I hope not, because this is just, this is horrible. This is horrible for New York sports. But Matt Harvey, he was just recently suspended for 3 games. So he served his 3 games. But here's why he was suspended. Check this out. He was on the rotation to pitch on a Saturday. So Sunday, he was on the rotation to pitch on a Sunday. Friday night, he decides to go out and party. And he passes curfew. Word is he's out there, and his lady that he rode with, is out with the ex, which the ex is just happened to be Julian Edelman. Yep, that Julian Edelman, Patriots wide receiver. Yeah, that caught that pass on the Falcons, but we're gonna move on. So Matt is just like, oh hell no, I gotta go see. I gotta get out. I gotta get out. So he get out on the streets or whatever. He parties till 4:00 in the morning. Then he decides to go golfing. This is the report. And he goes golfing Saturday morning. So at that point, he's like, I'm all pooped out. I'm not going to the game. So he tells them, yo, I got a migraine, So they decide to check on him because I guess they know who they working with. And they go see him, and they saying he at the house in his pajamas. He's chilling. He look like he all right. So it comes to find out, the whole story of him being out and partying and all this stuff. So here's my thing, with that. If he was balling, let's just say, because right now he sucks. I think Chief just said it. Yeah, Chief just said he sucked. So if he was balling, would he get it a pass? And I think back, and the reason I'm asking this is because you got players like Lawrence Taylor. Everybody knew Lawrence Taylor was out there, doing whatever it is that he was doing. And he was showing up, in the middle of the night, early in the morning and all that stuff. But he out there knocking people out. So he get a pass. Dennis Rodman. He out there taking trips to Vegas or whatever and showing up with the team later, and all that stuff. But he's getting 14, 15 rebounds a game. So if the dude is if he wasn't balling, if he was balling, would he have been suspended? So some people are here. Let me see. Chief Rock is still saying he sucks. Sluggo said he was out there thugging and bugging, shaking my head. Chief said, you don't hear that with the Yankees. That's true, Chief. The Yankees don't play that, man. You can't be out there. You got to represent those pinstripes well. Sluggo said, dude is enjoying the major league lifestyle, but doesn't want to put in the work. And you're probably right about that, Sluggo. If you're not putting in the work, man, they have a short lease, on you. So shouts out to the Big L in the building. Big L, what's up, man? Lopan's in the building too, Big L. So just be careful. I'm just telling you, just be careful. But Sluggo just said it. Big L, word is Lopan has a video floating around choking you out, sir. Tell me it ain't so. So, Lopan, did you put a video out like that?
Indeed.
Oh, Lopan, you can't be leaking videos, man. Come on now, 334 Bama boy saying, Chief, remember, Chuck Knobloch, Yankees ain't squeaky clean. Yeah, I forgot. Knobloch did have some dirt, going on with him. But, here's the thing. They're the 334. They're the Yankees, so they get a little bit of a pass. They got championships, so they get a little bit of a pass. The Mets, they don't get a pass, Oh, wow. Big L said one love, Lopan. He turning over a new leaf or something, man. What's going on? No. Can't have that. Lopez said he ain't having that. But I just wanted to, bring that to the chat room and see what people had to say, because I truly believe if he was shutting people out, striking people out, and all this stuff, they'll sweep that thing right under the carpet and move on. So, and we're gonna move on to the Red Sox, and I just want to give it an update, on the Red Sox. So we talked about earlier that Adam Jones, who was the what am I trying to say? Outfielder for the Baltimore Orioles. He had an experience with some real negative racial, comments and everything at a game, so got in the news. So Red Sox, they decided to do this. This is what they decided to do. They decided to have in a policy for anyone that really wants to act up in the stadium again. So first thing is verbal and writing. It's a verbal and in writing to the person that's committing the well, you can call it a crime. I call it a crime. Committing a crime. Second part, they flag your credit card so you can't buy any tickets anymore. Third, security personnel, which they say key security personnel. So I don't know what that really means, but they are aware of who it is. But the main thing is they don't post the person's name or face, around the stadium. So it's a start. It's a start. I'm not happy with it, but it's just a start. So you gotta give them credit, that they're at least trying to do something, to handle that situation. So I think give up the Red Sox. Kids, get in here and give it up for the Red Sox. Yes, yeah, okay, yeah. Wait a minute. It's past 9 o'clock. Y'all better get into bed. It's past your bedtime. But so Red Sox are trying to do something. So I hope the rest of these stadiums that's in the MLB follow suit and incorporate something like this, so we don't have this problem. We don't need people acting like that, because they're everywhere. They're not just in baseball stadiums. They're in basketball, football, whatever, that you want, soccer. So we need to start inputting this rule of getting folks out of there. So shouts out to the Red Sox for doing that. Last night game. So JB Jennings was talking about this game was whack. Last night was not. Oh my gosh. So we had overtime. Spurs versus the Rockets, 110 to 107. Spurs pull it out. And in defensive fashion, we all saw it. Manu got the block in overtime. But what I really want to talk about is how this game was lost, because we all know Kawhi didn't play overtime, and he was hurt, for part of the game because he hurt his ankle, and the Rockets couldn't take advantage of it. This was a close game pretty much the entire game. No one, never really got out of pocket, never really got maybe like 6, 7, 8 point lead. So that in itself was entertaining. But I'm looking at some stats here. One of the things that stuck out to me was the 3-point shooting. This is how the Rockets live, and win games. How game 1 went, they hit 22 threes. Now, this game 5 last night, they hit only 16. Now, they took 48 threes, and you only hit 16. So that's 33%, but you need to be in the 40s if you're going to be. Even if you had 35, 36, you win the game. So they lost the game there. They missed a lot of 3-point shots. The other thing is that people are pointing, the finger as far as like who who fault is it and everything. So I'm not going to put it on one person, but Harden didn't show up in overtime. So you put a little bit of the blame on him, but because that's your guy, but the Rockets didn't take advantage of Kawhi being out, and Tony was already out too. So you got to give other Rocket players a little bit of the blame. And some of that goes to coaching. You played 7 guys. Then Tony took a gamble. He basically said, we're just going to try to roll with these guys and win. It's been a close game. We maybe can pull this out. And it didn't work. It backfired on him. In the previous game, you played 12 guys. And Nene is out, but why not? Why not put in some of those other guys just to give some of you guys a break? 1 minute, 2 minutes, something. You guys was right there. You wasn't getting blown out, so that was a big question mark to me, and I think that played a part in why they lost. But to me, the biggest reason why they lost was 2 people: Manu Ginobili. He balled out. He had been struggling. He balled out. But the biggest thing, again, LaMarcus Aldridge has shown up again. The man had 18 and 14, 18 points, 14 rebounds. That's the LaMarcus we remember. His points would be a little bit higher, but, that was when he was in Portland with just him and Dame. But, on this team, that's what they're going to need from him. He's going to make up what Tony Parker and maybe, Kawhi don't give you. So if he can show up like this, then it's over. It's over game 6. And I'll say Spurs is on their way to meeting the Warriors. But I still think it's going to go 7. I mean, I think it's going to go 7. So let me jump back in the chat here, just make sure I haven't missed anything. Chief Rocker was talking about Knobloch. He said to 334, he bought that from Minnesota. He was not there to King. And I don't know what the King part, but I read it. Let's see. Said if he was balling, he would get a convo from the front office and would be pushed aside. Exactly. Said they would have been like, look, man, just don't do that again. Big L said, new friendly Big L until I see that sucker Lopan in person. He said, one-hitter quitter coming his way. So, Lopan, one-hitter quitter?
Indeed.
Oh, for you. Okay, I got you, Lopan. Lopan said he dropped fools for a living. Okay, all right, so I'm staying out of that. But Miss Mocha said, Big L, I hope Lopan kick your ass when he see you in the ATL at TDSS3. So we're going to talk about that because we need to talk about TDSS3. So we'll get into that later. Sluggo saying another blowout playoff game. Color me surprised, shaking my head. Yeah, but hey, we know what we're all waiting for, Sluggo. So it'll be here. But last night again, that was definitely a really, really good game. So I'm glad I watched it. Dre Wells is in the building. What's up, Dre? Appreciate you dropping in. As well. 334 Bama Boy saying, dumbass coaching and stupid shot selections. I said it last night in OT when the Spurs went up by 2 with about 40 seconds of the game. They would go shoot a dumb 3, and they did. Yeah. And you know what? The one thing I will say about the Spurs, and I'll get off this and I'll move on, but is did you see Pop? Did you see Pop at the end of the fourth quarter? I think Patty Mills was supposed to get an ISO and be able to drive to the basket. James Harden was guarding him, and Paco Gasol, he was clogging the middle, and he was just standing there. And Patty was waiting for him to get out the way, and he couldn't do anything, so it messed up the play. And Pop, in true Pop fashion, said, come here, have a seat right here, next to the dude with no jersey number, and you can watch the rest of the game. So Pop has no chill. He will do what he feel needs to be done. If he needs to sit you, he will sit you. And I think D'Antoni should have played